Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Being the Odds. It is Monday, March 27th, 2023, and we are back. A little special edition Final Four Best Bets and Futures video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach, and welcome to Being the Odds. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, hit the notification bell so you never miss a pick. We post these college basketball videos every single day that college basketball is on, along with the NBA and NHL. We start baseball on Thursday. We're gonna do a little preview video on Tuesday, talking about how we're betting baseball, how we're measuring success, and some futures and storylines to look out for. So definitely check that out tomorrow. We're going after our first 4,000 subscribers, so I'm really excited to have you all here. Let's go win together today, and let's go make some money this last weekend of March Madness. So for the year so far, to update everyone where we are if you're new, we're 234 and 178 for the year. Fantastic winning percentage. Overall, for the tournament, we're 31 and 21, 10 games over 500. You love to see that, especially with how crazy this tournament's been. Yesterday, though, we went 1-1. We had Miami +4. That was a winner. Hell of a comeback. These Miami guards are bad, man. They are really good. Like, they are incredible. Being from Northern Virginia, loving Jim Larrañaga when he was at George Mason just makes my heart so freaking full that I can see Jim Larrañaga back in a Final Four where he belongs. Absolutely incredible coach. And these guards, Isaiah Wong, Jordan Miller, Poplar, these guys are freaking legit. And I think they've got a good opportunity to beat UConn this week. And also we had Creighton -2.5. Brutal call at the end, especially with how they were officiating the game. They were letting the boys play, and at the very end, you call a ticky-tack bullshit foul. I mean, listen, I had Creighton -2.5, and honestly, it might be better that Creighton lost this way, because I'll always have this to hold on to. I'll always be able to have an excuse as to why Creighton lost, because that was a bullshit call, and in 10 years from now, when people talk about that game, if they talk about that game, they're going to, I could say, yeah, it was a BS call, and everyone's going to agree with me. So, Creighton took tough L. They should have won, but it is what it is. So, let's look ahead for the Final Four, though, right now. So right now we have two matchups that are really solid, I think. I mean, FAU and SDSU are the least sexy matchup, but for basketball savants, it's a really good matchup between these two teams. It's basically strength on strength. SDU's defense is, on this side of the bracket, far better than FAU, but FAU's ball movement, their scoring, their guard play is absolutely fantastic. SDSU is, both of these teams are veteran teams with seniors and grad students, and that means we have some 24-year-olds on the team and 25-year-olds. I cannot wait till that 6 year is gone. And then we have UConn and Miami. That's the more sexy matchup of the night. Obviously, that's at 8:45 p.m. UConn, they look unstoppable. Miami just will not die. They just keep beating good teams over and over and over again. I mean, they've beaten Drake, who was a great mid-major. They beat Indiana, a fantastic Big Ten team with 2 lottery picks, in my opinion. Trace Jackson-Davis is very underappreciated. Jalen Hood-Schifino will definitely be a lottery pick in this year's draft if he decides to go out. And then you go and beat Houston, which was the team of destiny, who was going to play in their Final Four, play in their city in the Final Four, and they killed them. And then they go and beat Texas without Dylan DeSue, but even so, beating Texas, very impressive. So let's start with FAU and SDSU. First off, like I said, strength on strength here with FAU's ball movement and shooting versus SDSU's incredibly good defense. They've shut down Creighton. They've shut down Alabama. They play against Furman, so who cares? And then they also shut down College of Charleston, and maybe like Zach, College of Charleston. They were ranked earlier this year, and they have a very good offense. They shoot the three real well. SDSU, I mean, they're 100% against the spread. We bet on them on every game up until the Elite Eight. And where I'm leaning right now, not quite going this way. Remember, these are all previews. Where I'm leaning towards right now is SDSU winning outright. I'm not right now. They're -1.5 as of right this moment. I think this game could go. I think this line could move a little bit, actually maybe away from SDSU, so I'm going to wait a little bit on that to put it in. But right now, my initial thoughts are San Diego State. I think their coach, Busher, is really, really good. And I also just think that when you have 7 guys who are seniors or grad students, that helps you a lot with the experience. You're not going to get rattled. FAU is a lot of seniors as well, but I just really like San Diego State here. I think they're due, and I think they're a really, really strong program. And it's very impressive what they did against Creighton. I mean, that game against Bama, that was really impressive, but really what they did against Creighton was even more impressive in my opinion. Very controversial, but even so. And then we have UConn and Miami. Right now, the spread, as it stands right now, as I'm recording this morning, is Miami and Connecticut. It's a 5.5 point spread. UConn's favored by 5.5 points, which to me seems like a lot. And my initial thought is probably that the public is slamming Miami. Oh, really? Actually, no. Right now, I'm looking at it right now. UConn is actually getting all the spread bets, but Miami's got the money as of this moment, which to me signals that Miami's actually the better bet here at plus 5.5. Now, do they win the game? I don't know. I don't really honestly think so. But with Miami, the thing I was always worried about with them is their lack of size. They have great guard play, and that really wins in March. But like the fact is you can beat them up inside a little bit. But if you've watched against Houston and Texas and Indiana, that has not been a problem. Miami has blown these teams off the court. And Texas yesterday, they were up by 13, Texas was. But once Miami turned on, they turned it on. It wasn't close. And I'll tell you this, is that I think Miami will get here plus 5.5. That's my initial thought. Not quite there yet, but I really like Miami here plus 5.5. I think this could go down to 4.5. If it gets to that, I mean, you want to be careful, but plus 5.5, that is a lot of points for a great Miami team. So here's what I'm thinking as far as futures go, everybody. So this is what I'm thinking for futures. Right now, I'm heavily invested in UConn. I have a big bet on them to win the national championship plus 380. What I'm thinking about doing is matching the 380 and actually betting on Miami to win the national championship as well. Because I think the national championship goes through Miami or UConn. That's what I think it comes through. I think it's going to go through either Miami or UConn. I think San Diego State and Florida Atlantic are great stories, and one of them will be in the national championship, which is pretty incredible. But when it comes down to it, talent does win out. And to me, Miami and UConn, talent is here. San Diego State and FAU's talent is here. Not to say it's bad. I just think that's just how highly I think of Miami and UConn. You could look at FAU at plus 550 right now. You can get Miami at plus 490. If you get them at plus 490, you're guaranteed to have a big ticket in the national championship if you already have UConn. Right now, UConn, by the way, do not bet a future on UConn. They're minus 125. That's not worth your money. Do not do that. But Miami is worth it if you have UConn as a future, because now you're hedging, but the hedge is still very big plus money. So for me, I'm probably going to hedge on Miami at plus 490 and then just bet the game normally, because that way I know for a fact I'm going to have a huge plus money team in there. And if Miami gets in there, they're going to, I think they can beat either team, Florida Atlantic or San Diego State. I just think they're more talented. And Jim Larrañaga is the best coach left in the tournament in my very experienced opinion with Jim Larrañaga and what he's done with this program. So that's what I'm thinking right now for the games. Tomorrow, by the way, we have NIT. I'm thinking, by the way, that it might be a Conference USA sweep. I'm leaning towards UAB and North Texas as of right this moment for both to win. We'll figure that out tomorrow more so. That's what we got as far as futures go for the Final Four. You guys know where I'm leaning now towards for the NIT. And for those of you guys who have been subscribed for a while and have been making y'all money, consider becoming a member at zdmbets.com/picks. That website is linked in the description below. These videos are not going anywhere. Our picks will always be available. However, if you want to get the picks early in the day, texted to you. That way you can beat line movements, save some time, and make some extra money that way. You can sign up to be a member at zdmbets.com/picks. You guys get the picks early. You also can text that number that we send the picks on to ask about any game that we did not cover in the videos or we don't give out, and you're going to be guaranteed a response as long as those responses are in by 5 p.m. during the weekdays, noon on the weekends. And we'll definitely get, and we'll be able to respond to you. Plus, we have other perks that are in the pipeline that we're not ready to release yet, but we're getting very, very close. And if you're a member, you'll be the first to know and get more exclusive benefits with that. So, website's in the description below. But I appreciate y'all seeing this video and appreciate y'all subscribing for a while. And please consider becoming a member. It really helps the channel. So, guys, to recap what we have. So, as far as where we're leaning towards Miami plus 5.5 and SDSU minus 1.5. Not committing yet, but that's where we're leaning. And I like adding Miami plus 490 as a future. That way, no matter what, if you have UConn, like I've told you guys to have UConn for a while, you can have a nice little hedge there. So no matter what, you have a plus money in the championship. So let's lock in those picks, y'all. Let's make some money, and I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure y'all check out those other videos.